everybody, welcome back to Hopeful Happenings. Today we're talking about the difference between a dynamic and a static character. I'm Melissa and you're watching Hopeful Happenings. You may have heard a writing coach or a book talk about a dynamic character, or maybe you've heard its counterpart, the static character. But what does this mean? Dynamic characters go through a change. Who they are at the beginning of the story is not who they are at the end of the story. Now they can change in different ways. They can learn a lesson, change their personality, have a coming-of-age experience, or they can mature and change their personality. Normally, the main characters in a story are dynamic, and this is probably because it's really fulfilling to see someone go through a change, hopefully for the better. It makes the story meaningful because we can see the result, and we as readers and viewers want to know what the so what factor is. And another reason why main characters are usually dynamic characters is because in order to conquer in the climax, they're probably going to have to change somehow. They're probably going to have to learn a new skill or overcome something that will make them a different person. Let me give you some examples of popular dynamic characters. Buzz Lightyear, Darth Vader, Harry Potter, Bilbo Baggins, Ebenezer Scrooge, Nacho Libre, Moana, Belle, Marlin. But remember, a dynamic character changes. It doesn't mean that they change to be better. It could mean that they change to be worse. Here are some dynamic characters who changed for the worst. Anakin Skywalker, Saruman, Macbeth, Peter Pettigrew, the Huggy Bear from Toy Story 3. So in contrast, let's now talk about static characters. A static character stays the same throughout the entire story. They do not go through a significant change. And we're talking significant changes in character, personality, or perspective. So the personality of a static character is going to be the same from the beginning to the end. They are the same character throughout the entire book. And everything that character does in the story fits in with this personality. So no matter what the static character goes through, they stay the same person. Here are some static characters that I found. Scar, Crabbe and Goyle, Sherlock Holmes, Tala, who is Moana's grandmother, Alice in Wonderland, and so on and so forth. There are static and dynamic characters in every story because you either are static or dynamic. You're going to be one or the other. There's no in between. Obviously, it's not a good or bad thing to be dynamic or static. Sometimes characters just work better as static rather than dynamic. For example, Sherlock Holmes is a static character, but we're not in Sherlock Holmes' perspective. We're in Watson's perspective, so that's one way that it gets away with it. And also, it's a mystery novel, it's a mystery show. Everything that goes on is clues, and we're trying to figure this out. So the reason why we feel so fulfilled at the end of watching Sherlock is because the mystery's been solved, and we don't necessarily need to see the characters change too much because we already got fulfilled through the mystery instead. Some characters are just better off being static and some are better off being dynamic. But in most cases, our main characters are dynamic, and that's because we want to see characters change. So as you master your own characters and figure out what kind of characters you want in your story, I challenge you to go through your books, go through your movies, and start picking out who's a dynamic and who's a static character and why you think so. This will help you know exactly what to do for your own book. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I have for today. We'll see you next week. Bye.